Hello and welcome to this Q&A on my channel Bongoplanes. A couple of weeks ago I asked you to ask me any questions you would like, and this is of course the video where I will try to answer these questions as good as possible. The first question comes from Paul Hofer, and he asked me if I will fly more to Munich in the future, and he asked me if I could do a trip report on a long haul. And of course, he's asking me how old I am. So let's dive right into it. Unfortunately, the future for me looks like at the moment that I will be flying less and less to Munich. But obviously, you never know what happens in the future, so that might change again. Then to the question if I could do a trip report from a long-haul trip, I guess you will be paying? No, that's obviously a joke. It's actually been probably the longest break I've had for a long time where I haven't been on a intercontinental trip. I haven't really planned anything for the moment, but I'm sure it will come up at some point and then I will be filming it for sure. And then the last question was how old I am, and I am 28 years old. The next question comes from Ambrose Spotter Mook 8. He has a really active channel with spotting videos mainly from Munich Airport, so that's definitely worth checking out if you should be interested in that. And his question is what I think about Munich Airport. Well, to answer that question, I really want to distinguish at this airport because you have Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. Terminal 1 is simply outdated, but Terminal 2 is absolutely amazing. It's an excellent airport to travel from. It's a fantastic connection airport, and the airport in general also has some really decent spotting locations. So overall, Munich is definitely one of my favorite airports in the world, actually. And I think that also pretty much answers the question that Aviation Fan 787 asked, who was also asking me what is my favorite airport. So Munich Airport is probably my favorite airport, although a couple of years ago I was traveling to Hong Kong and the airport there was actually also very excellent, although I've only tried it once, so I can't really say on a daily basis if that's really the case. Then the next question is from King Aviation, and he asks me what is my favorite or my favorite airports in Germany. And then his second question is how many airplane models do I have? So to answer this question, I would first look at the airports in Germany that I have actually been flying from, and that would be Munich, Frankfurt, Hamburg, Berlin-Tegel, and Düsseldorf. And without a shadow of a doubt, the best airport in Germany, in my opinion, is Munich Airport. I actually like Berlin-Tegel quite a lot as well, although only in non-rush hour times. Due to the design of the airport, you can get extremely fast in and out, but of course, due to the design, when there is a lot of pressure, when there's a rush hour, that means that it gets completely overcrowded and the airport simply gets so congested that the whole system basically collapses. And then very quickly to the second question, how many airplane models do I have? I tried to count them all and I hope I didn't miscount, but I got up to 245 airplane models. Then a very quick question from JJW Antigua Aviation, Dash 8 or ATR, and that would be ATR for me. The next question comes from Benjamin Stefan, and he asked me if you could take any airline to any destination, what would you choose and why? And that is a really good question, and I have been thinking about it for quite some time. I had a really great flight some years ago from London Heathrow to Hong Kong with Air New Zealand. I quite enjoyed that. I know the plane then afterwards would have continued to Auckland, but I had some business to do in Hong Kong. I wouldn't mind flying with Air New Zealand again, I think. And then probably from Hong Kong to Auckland to try that. I'm not sure I ever would do that, but that could be quite fun, I think. But I really like this question, so let me just ask this question to you guys. What would you choose? If you could choose any airline and any destination, where would you go? Let me know in the comments below. The next question comes from Niall Pacman Numpy, and he's asking me, will I do a face reveal and are you married? I am currently not married. And will I do a face reveal? I've always said that this channel for me is about planes, about aviation, and not so much about myself, so I haven't really seen the point in it. And I will probably also not in the future show myself, except I am actually working on a video right now, which hopefully comes out in 1 or 2 weeks. And I will probably be seen in that video. So you could tag that as a face reveal if you want to, but I will always try to keep it to the bare minimum. The next question comes from Carolus Hiroki. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. And the question is, what is your opinion about your channel status? That's a good question. It's a bit complicated, I guess, to answer. I'm actually quite happy. I'm happy with the way it goes so far. The channel grows. There's a genuine community growing here. You guys are getting more and more active, which I'm really happy with. And we can have some conversations in the comments below. And I try to do my thing, but also try to be open and try to, if there are requests and stuff, to do that. So I'm in general really happy with the way that my channel is developing so far. And I hope we can continue that way. And the last question in today's video will give me the opportunity for a shameless plug. Yes, I'm guilty of that. And the question comes from Conrad Flies. And the question is, can you start uploading on a daily basis or 1 video a day? And this is something I haven't done ever before. But for the month of June, I've decided, as we have reached 100,000 views on my channel, and we are actually, at the time that I'm editing this video, getting very close to 600 subscribers. So to celebrate these 2 things, I've decided to upload on a daily basis for the month of June. And after that, I will see what I do. If I go back to what I'm normally doing with videos once a week, or if we do something on a more regular basis. For that, I will of course make the final decision, but I'm really depending here also on your feedback. So whatever feedback you might have on that, please feel free to leave it at any video in the comment section below. And then I will see if I continue like that or what I will do after the month of June. But for the month of June, every day, a aviation video on my channel. Now, as I said, this was the last question in today's video. Thank you very much for all the people who asked questions. I hope I've been able to answer them in a satisfactory way. And of course, always feel free to ask questions in the comment sections below. I always try to answer any question there is. I do generally read any comment that comes along and try to respond to it. So let's keep going the way we've been doing it so far. As I said, I'm really happy with the way this channel has developed so far, and I hope we can go on this journey together also in the future. With that, I would like to say thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.